when you were dressed like somebody else. Like your path is fit like a keyhole. Okay? If you are acting like somebody else or playing like somebody else, you will not fit through the path that you're trying to walk through. And you will find roadblocks the entire way trying to figure out why can I get through? Why can I get through? Because you're not your true you.
Right.
You're not. You're too busy trying to fulfill somebody else's vision of who they think that you should be. And you took on that burden thinking that that's what you're supposed to be and you're not. Like I grew up in a household where if the electricity went off, it was just okay. Like we knew to light some candles. If the water went off, she most likely bought some water from the store. It wasn't a big deal. She made sure we always had enough to get by, and everything was. And I had sisters, so it kind of helped to just go through it together and sing and have fun and run around the house in the dark.
But your mom never gave up, right?
Oh man, my mom is that girl.
And let me tell you something. And that's why you're a doctor of food, because that's what person.
Ooh, yes.
Hey, welcome back into the lab. This is the Transformation Lab, and we're back for the 2025 first episode. It is me, David Moss, your boy, and I got the famous, wonderful, the myth, the legend, coach, doctor.
Yes. Dr. E is in the building. Thank you so much for my amazing introduction. We are here today to not just start out the new year right with a podcast, reaching back out to our fan base, but definitely to hit the ground running in regards to what we are trying to achieve for the year of 2025. We have so much coming that you guys can enjoy. So we have our community where you can join the Dare to Dream community, or we will meet with you every morning, Monday through Friday, and get your mind right for this entire year. And then also we do evening check-ins as well. It's not just in the morning, but it's also us following up, making sure that you are fitting in what you need to do in order for you to get your life right.
And Dare to Dream. If you got a goal, if you want to do something, everybody got a New Year's resolution. You know what it is every time January the 1st come around. Let's not play games. Well, this time, we're not going to play games. We want to make sure you get it done. Exactly. That's what we're here for. Dare to dream. Put yourself out there. Steve Harvey said you got to jump. So jump yourself out there and let's see what happens.
And let us be your parachutes.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hands down. So it becomes professional development, personal development, any type of educational aspirations, fitness and wellness, finance, anything that you could think of. Let us help you create the pathway that you need in order to make sure you can achieve your dreams.
Always remember, we're a team. This is a team effort. It's us, but it takes you and your preparation and stuff that you put in. This is a team. We're just here to back you up and push you to your goals. But these are your goals to go to accomplish. So just remember, we're a team here. It takes you and us. Teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We just your coaches.
That's it.
So we're your amazing mentors. We're your amazing coaches, and we're going to coach you all the way to the finish line.
To the finish line. Now, speaking of coaches, this is one topic of coaches. You are coaching for them. So,
to some.
Yeah, no,
to a lot.
Right. So, what was your journey to coaching and getting to that point to, taking over a team and doing what you're going to do? What was your journey to becoming a coach?
So it was easy for me to come up with
a Division I program.
It was easy for me to come up with the Dare to Dream, and allowing it to be a coaching program because I have such a large background in coaching. and I'm very good with being able to coach from the ground up. So it's not just, hey, I just want to jump into this industry because I think I'll be good at it. No, I'm a two-time OVC champion when it comes to coaching, as well as two-time MAC champion when it comes to me being an athlete. I also trained for the Olympics. I made my Ghana national team. So that determination, that will, that courage that you need to push through whenever you're struggling, I've been there. I get it. I know what you need to do in order to, move forward and achieve your next goal and to knock it out the park. So definitely, coaching is something that's always been in my blood. So yeah, but it's only been in my blood just because I know how it feels to come from the ground up. I'm not one of those college coaches. No offense to some of you guys who, kind of just buy athletes. I'm the type of person that, you don't have to be at a certain level for me to get you to where you need to be. You just need to be honest with me and let me know, hey, this is where I'm at. This is my finances. This is my personal or professional problems. And as long as you could be truthful so I could have all the pieces on the table, then yeah, I could take you absolutely exactly where you need to go.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing right there. Now, you're speaking on goals and getting things accomplished. Being a coach and striving to that position, what were some of the goals that you said that you had to get accomplished to get there?
Some of the goals. So actually, um, it was really getting to know my hold up. So are you referring to what did I need to do in order to become a coach? Or what did I need to do in order to coach my student
You know what?
athletes?
That's beautiful. Let's start from the beginning. Before you became a coach, as an athlete, what was your goals that you set and you strive to become great, to make it to that next level, to become a coach? Let's just start from the beginning.
You know what? So when I was a student athlete, even I remember doing track when I was little, right? Running track when I was little. My goal was always just to be the best. It didn't matter what team I was on. It was to be the best, to be the best, to be the best. And a lot of times I noticed I struggled so much trying my best to be the best. Um, and the issue of me trying to be the best was because I was the first, and there wasn't a lot of people that I could rely on to allow me to figure out, like, hey, what do I do inside this situation? What do I do inside, other situations where I can, where I could climb my way to the top, at ease. A lot of times you could just go on Chat GPT and they'll give you a whole roadmap on how to get there. I actually had to figure it out. So from the Hershey League in Columbus, Ohio, because that's where I'm from.
Oh wait,
I know. So from the Hershey League to at Cole Kenwood track and field team, that was my elementary and middle school, to Mifflin High School, where I didn't even have a coach. I was just trying to figure it out on my own. There was a boys coach on the boys track and field team, but there was no coach for the girls. Well, he was a running coach. It was no throws coach. To college, I definitely had to figure out how to, you know what I mean, how to become the best. That was always my goal, but I never knew what that came with.
Now, when you got to college, was you recruiting or how did that come about? What was your college experience?
No, I was definitely a walk-on at Kent State University, where Coach Finger, he was a throws coach at the time, and he did an amazing job trying to pull me from the ground up. Mm-hmm. But his ground level and where I was at was just a little too low for him. So I had to figure out how to meet him here. So a lot of times when I was at Kent, especially for the first couple of years, he would send me to the other end of the track and tell me to go practice down there because I just wasn't at that level that he needed me to be.
And how was that? emotionally for you? How did you deal with being at the other end of the track away from the team?
I think it was extremely hard. I mean, not only am I at a PWI where it's not that many blacks, I'm away from home, and then the team that I'm on, I have to practice on the other side, not even be with my teammates. So it was definitely draining. And then on top of that, I struggled so much as a just a student in general. So I remember me not being eligible my first semester, just because I went to a very rough high school. And so when I got to the college level, of course, they do everything it takes to get you to the college level. I noticed that when it comes to students, but they don't do much when it comes to helping you sustain that journey. Yeah.
And even with that, you made it to you can be like doctor.
Yes, exactly.
That's great.
Yeah, my papers were painted in red. And that I didn't think. I mean, it was so much red on my papers. It's like, why am I here? I went back to my high school so upset because I'm thinking that I'm going there with it was almost a 3.0. And, that I got it in the bag. But no, I didn't. Not at all.
But one thing about that is even Michelle Obama said that she didn't know what syllabus was. That whole college experience, that was new to a lot of us. Being there, figuring out what it was like, and what's the syllabus, how do I go about managing it. Because a lot of high schools, they just set you up to graduate from high school. I mean, maybe it's inner city schools, I don't know, because I haven't went to anyone's outside the inner city, but you just set up to graduate. Not a lot of them set you up for graduate, or maybe they feel like you don't have the potential for college, so they don't try to prepare you for college. Like, oh, you might not need college material, because they just only assume who you are. They don't know who you are. Nobody takes the time off to see where are you at. Are you strong enough, or they just look at you from the outside and paint a picture and run with it?
Oh man, absolutely.
So yeah, that's ongoing battle. I heard a lot of times to a lot of students.
Yes, even at my high school, like a lot of times in history class when we should have been learning history, it's probably why I don't know a lot about history. I know he gets on me all the time about history, but it was because we learned about how to do taxes because they were trying to set us up for the real world immediately. Which is fine. We didn't know how to learn. Right. We didn't learn how to do taxes regardless.
Yeah, history. You do need to know history because you need to know where you came from. Because history always repeats itself. So when it comes back around, you know how to deal with the issues that come back around at you and what it looks like. But at the same time, those taxes, because you're not taught financial literacy and anywhere, not even in college. And they set you up for a student loan program and don't tell you how to pay it back. They don't teach you how to get the money to pay it back. So it's all money scheme to me. But college is definitely needed. But yeah.
No, you're good. So a lot of times at my high school that I was at, it was you had to have a standalone spirit. And even from a young age, I learned that through watching my mom. My mom was a single mom, and she had that standalone spirit. Trying to raise 4 girls, on her own. She had some help from my grandparents, like during the weekends, but I definitely watched her work 2 to 3 jobs all the time, trying to make ends meet, just so we could have the same, 5 meals. I could definitely tell you on one hand exactly what we're gonna eat for dinner. And it was either macaroni and cheese and mixed vegetables, mackerel stew, because my father's from Ghana, so we're gonna have some African food. Cold cuts and maybe spaghetti. And I can't think of anything else. Like I grew up in a rough life. So yeah, but I learned how to push through. Like I grew up in a household where if the electricity went off, it was just okay. Like we knew to light some candles. If the water went off, she most likely bought some water from the store. It wasn't a big deal. She made sure we always had enough to get by, and everything was. And I had sisters, so it kind of helped to just go through it together and sing and have fun and run around the house in the dark.
But your mom never gave up, right?
Oh man, my mom is that girl.
And let me tell you something. And that's why you're a doctor of fool, because that's what it.
Ooh, yes. No,
That's
you're
it.
right. You're
That's
right.
it.
You're
You
right.
had a strong leadership. You had a strong person ahead of you. You got to watch and see the struggle and see the pull through and see the never give up spirit. And that gave you the never give up spirit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Watching her struggle growing up definitely gave me the strength that I needed to ensure that, like, I love her to pieces, but I want to make sure I didn't grow up, being like that. Like, I want to make sure that I gave her the power to dream again. And like, in majority of the time, that's why I fight so hard. It's so my mom can finally take a break.
No,
Like,
that's big. That's big. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. Now, there's nothing wrong with you not wanting to be like that either, because as from parent to child, you're supposed to do. You're set up to supposed to do better than your parent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's how it's supposed to be. Not nobody wants to struggle, but to see that's how it's
And
supposed
she
to be.
definitely wants that for me.
Right.
She knows if I'm getting money, then she getting money too. It's never a one-handed type thing. So, from a young age, I was always put inside situations where I had to fight and have that standalone spirit no matter what. Like, I had to never give up. And, but but for me, it wasn't that I had a choice. There was no choice. You had to not give up. Like, there wasn't I'm going to stand up today and just, and get my life together. Like, no, like, either you're going to do that or you're going to be on the street.
Right.
Like, there's no repercussions for the way people say, like, oh, I'm going to work out today and make sure I get my health right. If they eat a donut the next moment, it's not going to break them. Like, there was no options for no donuts at my house. So yeah, we definitely struggled a lot growing up, but it made me, who I was, who I am today. So.
Character building.
Oh yeah, definitely character building. Mm-hmm.
So to go back to the other end of the field, how do you get from why don't you go down here to practice to being okay? Now you're down here to practice. What was that? What was that?
Oh, how did that happen?
Yeah, how that?
So
take us.
My freshman year, obviously I got on a team. I ended up having a red shirt because I couldn't keep up with my grades for that time period. Then the NCAA told me that they weren't able to clear me yet, so then I wasn't able to practice with the team at all. I ended up making my own hammer. Like one of those drawstring bags that you get from like those camps, whatever.
Yeah.
I took a shot put. I put it in the drawstring bag. I pulled it. You got the strings come out, right? Your bag's right here. Then I took duct tape and I taped it all the way up. And I took a handle out the shed. I wasn't supposed to do that. I took a handle out the shed and I connected it to the strings, and I used that for a hammer for about for at least a good 2 months. And I practiced on my own.
That is the never give up spirit.
Because you needed to,
right? Yeah.
I needed to implement,
Right.
I needed to be able to do exactly what they were doing. Mm-hmm. So when I came back stronger because I was able to practice and I was able to just get better overall. Then my sophomore year, so I got good enough for him not to kick me off the team, but I still had to go to the other end of the track.
Wasn't over.
Oh my gosh, it was not over. So about time my about time my senior year came up. So basically I'm training at the other end of the track majority of the time. Okay, about at least 80% of the time, that was my little throwing pad at the other end. My senior year, the girl who was supposed to be the next, you know what I mean, the next up bat, she got pregnant. So one person they had was me. He had to bring me back down. And and one thing I have to explain, in the throwing world, they have like their own language. Okay, it's not just coming out here and throw. Not only do you have to like not only do you have to like hear what they're saying and actually interpret it, but you have to get your body to do it too. And not just at practice, but you have to be very athletic and be able to adapt what they're asking you to do in a very short, quick, amount of time inside the ring. You're only in the ring for like 5 to 7 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
So and since I came from a hood high school, like I just told you guys, and I ain't had no coach, like I figured out how to throw just because I was strong and I was explosive, and that was it. I didn't know anything about the technique and hand-eye coordination and where things are supposed to land at and the reason why it lands there and the body position is supposed to be in. Like, no, I learned to glide back and push it up in the air and make sure it hits within the sector lines. And when you at the Division I level, that's not the lingo at all. So the reason why he couldn't get me to the next level is I couldn't understand what he was talking about. My best friend Nia, shout out to Nia Henderson, amazing, and she just got the new coaching position. Applause to her at Eastern Michigan,
yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So yes. But anyways, she would try to interpret, what he was trying to tell me in the ring. So yeah, I had a very, 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 very hard time trying to figure that out.
So in the process of figuring out when you got down to the end of the field where everybody else was at, guide us through there, because you said you got 2 MAC rings. So you had to come down there. You had to come down to this side of the field.
And it was during it wasn't I just happened to be on the team. Oh no, baby. I contributed to making sure that we won conference for the for indoor and outdoor season. So I went from being the last in the conference to being top 3. Like I was on the podium my senior year, but that's only because I made a decision to work my behind off and to make sure that I gave it everything I got. One thing I will say is I had to stop throwing to get my coach's attention.
Hold on, you had to stop throwing?
No. I had to stop throwing to get his attention. I was throwing, but I was throwing to get his attention and show that I was doing a good job. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you.
No, you're good. So I had to stop throwing for him, stop throwing to hopefully, because as I told you guys, my dad is from Ghana. Like they don't care about them throwing. They don't care about sports. They want to know, how are you doing in school? Are you going to be the doctor that we need you to be? We're not talking about no doctors in education. No. They want a doctor. They want you in scrubs. So, and any Ghanaian or African that watches this, I'm sure you guys will definitely understand what I'm talking about when it comes to your fathers. So yeah, I didn't have much support. So I was really I was throwing for everybody else but myself.
Yeah.
But when I really sat down with myself and said, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to figure this out, but now on my own terms, now for me. And when I did it for me, that's when I was able to change everything. Like my coach was like, what did you do different? And really seriously, I was like, I prayed, I found me, I found my reason, I found my why.
There you go.
And when you find your why, oh my gosh.
That's everything.
Everything changes.
That's life.
Everything.
You find your why.
Man.
If you set out in life, whether you know it or not, you're put in this world and you set out in life to find your why. Every last person on this earth is trying to find their why.
Man.
Like, but why am I here? Why?
No, you're good. I was going to say the issue is that a lot of times people find their why for somebody else.
Ooh, I like that.
And that's the reason why I was failing the entire time. I was failing the entire time because I was trying my best to please everybody else's why and fulfill, what their thought whatever they had for me, whatever they think is for me and not for me. Right. Like instead of me being there for me and trying to figure out, why am I moving this way? Why am I throwing it? Like if I made it to the college level with no coaching, I'm damn sure gonna be at the college level with no coaching and figure it out on my own. I did it all the way here. It's not like I didn't have the foundation.
Right.
I just had to sit there. Like, I'm thinking that, okay, he has a title. He's an amazing, and don't get me wrong, Coach Fanger is absolutely one of the top throws coaches in the country, hands down. I'll argue with anybody. But he doesn't know me, my journey, and where I came from. So he didn't know how to coach me. And sometimes coaching is just like, even inside the Dare to Dream group, I can only tell you so much. You have to be the one to say, okay, I'm going to win no matter what. I want to put myself in line with my faith, my values, my mission, and my reason why, I want to achieve these goals. And I bet you everything will start to turn around for you. But it all starts with finding you. Like, you have to find you. And I was lost, and my mind was everywhere, trying to please everybody inside a foreign place, at a PWI in the middle of nowhere. No offense, Kent. In the middle of nowhere. The little black girl who was half Ghanaian and half African American, who's first generation, like first generation bachelors, first generation masters, and first generation doctorates, first generation to ever be a Division I student athlete. Like, I was the first. I didn't have any help. There was no auntie or uncle that threw too, or no sister or something. No, it was just me. Like, I'm always the one who has the aspirations to go the extra mile or do something new, just because I don't know what it is, but it really excites me. To be like, oh, let's do it. Not thinking that, girl, you ain't got no experience.
Yeah.
None. Like, you just jumping out there. But, why not? I'm definitely gonna live this life to the fullest. And
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But as long as you find your why, oh my gosh.
Was it yellow? You don't live white ones. Yeah. So that's it. But no, you gotta live life to the fullest, especially when you find out your why. When you find out your why, you have to act. Once it's there for you, you have to act. You can't wait. You can't anticipate anything coming up in your way. You just gotta go. You gotta put everything aside and just go with it, because life is pushing you in a direction. Right. And it's pushing you there for a reason. Absolutely. So either you can go in that direction that life has pushed you, or you can get left behind and see what life is trying to send you, and who wants to know where that's going to be. Because that path is there for you for a reason. Everybody's going to have a path. It's whether you want to take it or not. And what you do with that path, that's the key. And you cannot take the path. Like, you have to go as your true self. Oh, please. Because you will never reach the finish line when you were dressed like somebody else. Like, your path is fit like a keyhole. Okay? If you are acting like somebody else or playing like somebody else, you will not fit through the path that you're trying to walk through. Mm-hmm. And you will find roadblocks the entire way, trying to figure out, why can I get through? Why can I get through? Because you're not your true you. Right. You're not. You're too busy trying to fulfill somebody else's vision of who they think that you should be. And you took on that burden, thinking that that's what you're supposed to be, and you're not. You know, that's not. What's the syndrome? You got imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome. That's what that is. That is straight imposter syndrome, and a lot of people have that. A lot of people go through that, and that's just a part of life in the society that we live in. Because it's always a standard. You should be like this. You should be like that. You should be doing this. And a lot of people go that road because they're pushed there instead of doing what they want to do, instead of doing what's in their heart, living the life they want to lead. But the imposter syndrome has to do with the titles. Yeah. It's the people with the titles. We talk about titles all the time. Who sit there and tell you, me having my doctorates, I ran into a whole bunch of titles. Yeah. And I can tell you, just like Michelle Obama will tell you, they are not that smart up there. Right. They are not. They have all the little people do all the work. And then they have little meetings with them, like little board meetings where we all get together, and then they distill their ideas and act like it was theirs and tell them to go work on it, and then they take the credit. So don't sit there and have imposter syndrome when at the end of the day, the only reason why they got where they
need to be was because of the little people. They really wasn't smart enough to think of the idea of themselves.
Yeah.
And half the time, they were probably given a job that was not earned. And you don't even want to think about you're thinking that, they worked their way up, blood, sweat, and tears all the way to the top. Like, no, they didn't. They uncle called them and gave them that job.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I know
everybody's seen that part.
Like, not everybody, but majority definitely was definitely handed that job. And that's why you always see the people at the bottom of the totem pole always training the person. Like, well, wait a minute, why aren't I qualified to do that job?
Right.
But why I gotta train him to be my boss? That doesn't make any sense.
No, that never made any sense to me. I can't.
Because that's somebody's cousin.
Right. You can't even fathom that. I'm training you to be my boss, but I'm training you, so why can't I just be the boss? But I'm not qualified to be the boss. But I can train you to be the boss, but I'm not qualified.
Yeah.
Make that make sense.
Yeah, make them make sense.
Somebody make that make sense. I don't know. But
so a lot of times, getting back to track, I ended up going from the last to the top 3 in the conference. Won the champ, and it's so funny because I remember me getting second place at my indoor championship, and I could have got first, but they fouled my last throw. I ain't even gonna talk about the referee right now.
Nah, don't do it, man. Don't do it.
Stop it. He did try to train me post collegially because he did feel bad about him. Anyways, I'll tell you guys what happened. Anyways, so I'm in the ring. I'm about to throw, right? I turned. I'm about to throw the ball, and then I stopped because I felt I was off. I stopped. I started back over, and the guy told me that when I stopped, I fouled. I'm like, so why did you allow me to throw again? Because when I stopped, I regrouped myself. Right. Yeah. He should have said something.
Right.
Right. Because then when I'm beating the girl and I threw something further than what she did, he talking about he had to get paid. Anyways. Wow. Right. Because he's been inside that industry up north for a very long time. But that's neither here nor there. My coach I ran off. I was pissed. And my coach was like,
one more time.
No, you're good.
Have you ever seen that again in the throwing world? Or somebody stopped and twirled and start over and they say
normally they stop you right away. Like, no, you fouled.
Oh, okay. But you have seen that part. Like somebody try to start over and they're like, nah, you can't.
Yeah, they'll tell you no.
They don't just let you throw.
They don't just let
you. Yeah. You misleading.
I was heated.
Anybody been?
I went out to get my ball, and I swear I threw it back into where the circle is, and I was trying my best to not hit him. Whoop that ball. But anyways, I was just so pissed. My ball went that way, and I went this way, and my coach was like, "What's going on? What's wrong?" And I said, "You ain't just see that?" He just said, "Girl, you went from last in the conference to second." I'm like, I trained to get first. You know?
Hello. Goals. We talking about your goals. That's what it looks like.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, but it's totally okay. It's definitely totally okay. But anyways, after that, that last year we actually went to Arizona, and I seen Donna running at the track and field meet, and I'm like, holy crap, Donna's here, and I'm the only one excited. Of course, I go to PWI. They don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Like, Donna's here. So I see the coach, and I see the guy who's running. I said, "Where's your coach?" And they were like, "Oh, he's right there." So I go up to the stands. I talk to him. I said, hey, I would love to join the track and field team. And he was like, okay, great. Gave me the information. And somehow I lost the information. Somehow I lost the information. Or no. The number he gave me didn't work. Or something like that. Some of them along those lines of somehow I didn't get in contact with him. And so after a year, I was like, well, I'm still on the Ghana track and field team. I just got to figure out a way to get in contact with them to let them know I'm on the Ghana track and field team.
You got talking into it.
Man, so I'm training my butt off. Like, I'm the type of person where I see it online. I'm like, okay, bet. I see that I have to hit this mark. So I trained all summer to hit this mark and make sure that I'm ready for the next track meet that I know they have coming up. Now, granted, I'm telling you, the coach don't know, the country don't know, nobody knows on that side of the country that, I'm sorry, on that side of the world that I'm on the Ghana track and field team. But I'm telling everybody in the United States that I'm on the Ghana track and field team. I ended up finding an article about them online, and they had a telephone number. So I called the person who wrote the article. The article had to be at least 4 years old. I called the person who wrote it. He happened to have the teammate's number, and then the teammate gave my information to somebody else, and then I finally got in contact with the coach. He said, hey, where you been? I'm like, dude, I don't know what happened, but I don't think the number worked or something. And he was like, oh, okay, well, just, and I already applied for dual citizenship. I mean, I was ready, okay? But the dual citizenship has not confirmed anything yet. And I applied at least definitely a year ago. He was like, well, just call this number and tell them that I sent you. I said, that's it? He's like, yeah, just call the embassy. You're going to call the president of the embassy. I called them. The guy said, okay, you'll have your passport in 2 weeks. Don't miss your flight. I said, are you serious?
Wow.
Are you serious? My father at that time didn't have citizenship in Ghana. He was like, give me the number. I'm like, that ain't how it works. Oh my gosh. So after I did that, it was amazing. They paid for everything, my plane ticket, my food, my housing. They gave me per diem for while I was there. Then they gave me money for whatever place that I got. Then after that, I was able to go back to school because I was like, okay, I want to go back to school and do physical therapy. Yeah. Because granted, when I went to Kent State, I struggled a lot and I was a professional athlete who just happened to be in school. So I was like, all right, well, I'll figure out ways that I can go back to school and become a PT. While I was there, Coach Chandra Borough, over the track and field team at Kent State University. I'm sorry. At Tennessee State University, we talked about Kent so much. We talked about Kent so much. At Tennessee State, they said that I'll be able to. They said that I'll be able to go ahead and join the track and field team as a GA. So once I did that, I had to drop everything I was doing and just move to Nashville, Tennessee. Now, granted, I've never been to Nashville at all. Like, not even a little bit. Like, at all. And I didn't even know it was a huge city. I just packed myself up and left because it was such a great opportunity to coach. That's when I got my master's in sports administration. Mm-hmm. And we moved down here. And then that's when I was a coach. And I won the OBC twice. And then after that, I got my doctorates like 6 months after I got my master's. And it was 6 months because I got my first student loan bill and it was high. So I was like, no, thank you.
Keep the party going.
Man, absolutely. I graduated in 2 years, which was amazing.
That is amazing.
And because it's very hard to graduate with your doctorates in 2 years. Absolutely.
That's what everybody's telling you. You can't do it. You shouldn't do it. You're moving too fast. Ooh. You need to slow down. Everything else is trying to deter you.
Everything. They said everything underneath the sun to try to get me to slow down. And I'm just like, no, like, are you serious? I had babies at home. So not only did I have at the time that I came from Columbus to Nashville, I had my son, and then I ended up adopting 3 more babies. So I have 4 kids, and I was just grinding it out. And Nashville, it's like triple the price of Columbus.
Right.
Like I was definitely paying like $750 when I was in Columbus for rent. No, I'm tripping. I was paying $5. So when I got here and I had to pay $1,000, I'm like, are you serious? For something in worse condition. I just couldn't believe it. But I was able to figure it out. We had a lot of like my mom's support at the time. Every weekend she'll come and help get the kids so I could go on track meets. But that was like through my master's. But then when I started my doctorates, me rushing through the program in 2 years, well, it was hard. And it was hard because I was first generation. I didn't have family members to help me out and say, hey, do this or do that, or while you're checking your paperwork, look for these mistakes. I didn't have any of that. Like I was doing it literally on my own. So yeah. And then at the time that everybody was giving me so much pushback, because I was taking at least 12 credit hours at the time. I was getting out of there, okay, no matter what. Because my living conditions, especially in the house that I moved into, just kept on getting worse and worse and worse every year. And there was no way I could stay there. So I knew the only way I'd be able to get out of that situation is if I got and finished my doctorates immediately. And at this time, we had what, 9 kids living with us, plus us 2, so that's 11. And we had a cat and a dog, so it was 13. And I forgot about Lucky. Yeah. So yeah, it was just a lot of trying to change poison into medicine. But I knew that as long as I continued to strive hard, that we'll be able to move and get a nice place. So, but luckily I had a great mentor at the time. That helped me through my doctorates when everybody else was telling me no and was mad I got through the program so quickly. I kind of just played them and decided to hire their boss as my chair for my dissertation. So even though my professors are telling me no, they don't think that I should be pushing through the program so hard, I knew that they couldn't tell their boss no. So I got their boss to be my chair of my dissertation. And she got them, right in line and made sure that I was able to get out of there with flying colors, and then brought me on and hired me. So as soon as she hired me, that's when I was able to move out into a better home with my family.
Planning, strategic planning. That's what I just heard. Gotta have a plan, and it has to be strategic.
Yeah.
You said no, I got something for you.
Oh no, hands down. And not just did I get not just did I get her as my chair, but we were able to get it out. You're allowed to get an outside person on your committee whenever you're doing your dissertation work. So I got someone else to get on my committee who I knew could help I want to say control her, but help encourage her to allow me to do my dissertation in a way that she wasn't, comfortable with. So I had another VP jump on my committee to help out with the dissertation process, and everything went over beautifully and smoothly. And since everybody likes titles, I just imposed imposter syndrome on everybody else. So I had imposter syndrome going on for the professors because I had their boss on there, and then I had another VP at an amazing university here in Nashville come onto my committee. So they gave my chair imposter syndrome. So everybody was just scared of everybody. So everybody just said yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fake play again. But that's good though, because it all worked out and you became a doctor and everybody was in your corner. And they backed you. Not as much as the professors, but as far as the VPs and everybody, they've seen your strength and where you're trying to go and your possibilities.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's how you turn around the hire. So, you definitely seen it in you. So that's always a great thing. Now, because we're coming to the end of this little episode that we're doing real fast, but so tell everybody how that relates to the Dare to Dream. So as you become everybody's life coach and you prepare them on their journey of dreaming and fulfilling their dreams, goals, and aspirations, how does what you've been through help? How does what you've been through help guide the next people that want to be a part of the community on what they're going to go through and being their coach?
Just being able to be vulnerable with myself and be open with myself to figure out where I was at or where I am at. And every moment helps me be able to lead authentically.
Oh, I like that.
And when you have a clear reality or a clear vision of what's going on, then you can easily move the chess pieces where they need to go in order for you to win. But a lot of times, if you take your emotions out of it and be able to see, okay, this is what you need to do to win, that's what I can easily do for everybody else. Like, you're emotionally attached to your situation. And that's another reason why it's not working out for you right now. So yeah, if you just learn how to take out the emotion and figure out how to be open with yourself and forgive yourself about the situation. Like, stuff happens. It's just life. What are you going to do for this moment forward? My mom says this all the time. What are you going to do from this moment forward? You can't change the past. Hurry up and cry about it. Get over it. What are you going to do now? And then once you are able to sit down and get it all out, then you're able to move the chess pieces. Now you're going from checkers to chess.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And then once you do figure it out and we lay it out, like the great Joe Madison said, what are you going to do about it? She can get you there. She can show you the pieces. She will line everything up for you, coach you to the finish line, but it's on you. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit there and be like, well, I'm here. This is all I'm going to know. Are you going to go out there and accomplish these goals? Are you going to check it off as you go? Did that. Man, let's sit back and look. I did that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, seriously, like, what are you going to do about it? It's not just us guiding you there. It's what are you going to do after we get you there to stay successful, to stay up on your game. Now, we'll sit there, we'll coach you, though. We'll get you, make sure, check on you there, all that. But it's on you at the end of the day. We can only do so much. Once again, that goes back to teamwork. It's a team. We're a team now. Just like you see Kobe and everybody else, you got a coach, you got the players, So we're the coaches, you're the player.
Right. They can only tell you so many plays. Right. You have to execute it.
You have to do it.
But the thing is, a lot of times, a lot of people are looking for that. They're looking for that amazing quote that's going to push them and make them do, what they need to do in order for them to be successful. And that's not how life goes.
No.
Like, until the pain of sitting there in your misery is more painful than the pain of changing, you're never going to change.
Right. And a lot of people say that you have to hit rock bottom. We don't want you to hit rock bottom. You should have to hit your rock bottom. If you have us there to coach you, don't let it get that far. You know what you do need to do. You know where you need to be at. If you're to the point where you're going to, that you need coaches, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what are you going to do about it to accomplish everything that you need to accomplish? To be the person that you want to be, to see that future that you want. It's like, man, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to do that. And then go out and do it because it's your future. You want it. You said you want it. Let's do something about it.
Yeah, and another thing when it comes to the student athletes, I definitely want to talk to you guys in regards to an opportunity that we have coming up. It's called the Next Gen Student Athlete Conference, and this conference is everything that I wish I had when I was a student athlete. And granted, it's been a decade, and I still have not seen it implemented. And I think it's absolutely ballistic. But me coming from my degree program, coming from, because my bachelor's is in exercise science, my master's in sports administration, my doctorate is in higher education administration. And coming from higher education and coming from athletics, there's always a divide. And at this conference, I'm bringing everything together. So at this conference, I'm bringing Division I coaches, I'm bringing nutrition and fitness, I'm bringing professors, financial aid, I'm bringing registration and admission, like I'm bringing support services and tutors and study strategists and AI strategists. Like I'm bringing everybody to one conference that can give you the actual real playbook to how to get through college. Because a lot of times, no offense to any of the little gurus out here talking about athletics and what it takes to get to the next level, like everybody tells you what it takes to get to point A, but they never tell you how to get to Z.
Right.
They just say this is how you get to A. You know, man, this is how you like. No. It's great and dandy, but when you look at the numbers and the retention rates of these babies, it's crazy how bad people are dropping out of school their freshman year, their sophomore year, because they cannot handle it. And the best way I know that you can handle it is if you actually understand the assignment, not day one, before day one.
That part. So you come in knowing what a syllabus is.
Knowing what exactly. You also understand the expectations and the standards that they expect from you when you get to the college level. It's not just, oh, I'm here now. You know, whenever I get here, I'll wing it. No, that's a horrible idea. Do not wing it if you have an opportunity to change the narrative. Because for all you know, it like when you go to college, there is no look to your left. And they always say this. When you go to orientation, look to your left, look to your right. They're not going to be there when it's time for you to graduate.
You've been hearing this since middle school, high school, and all the other schools, and they still do that same thing.
Right.
I mean, it's true. It's true. I can't, but I hate it.
Like it should be when we're done with the conferences, it should be hook your arm around the person to your left, hook around your arm around the person to your right. As long as we all stick together, we will all graduate.
Right.
It should be definitely us sticking together, working together from day one. But I think majority of the time they get you ready too late. About time they decide to get you ready, it's like it's already the next day and you got to be in class. Like it takes it's too quick. Like that's why I'm starting it. That's why I want this conference specifically for high schoolers, so you guys understand the requirements and have time and years to prepare. So please, the link will be below. Just go to Next Gen Student Athlete.
Next Gen.
Down at the bottom of the screen, you'll have the link and sign up for the conference. I pull the prices down just to make sure that everybody can go. It is $99. We do have scholarships for student athletes who cannot afford the $99. If you just apply and write the short 2-paragraph essay, then you'll be able to go to the conference as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at nextgenstudentathlete@gmail.com or email the Transformation Lab at gmail.com or reply to this video and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. But I don't want to leave room for any excuses. At this period in my life, like the two most important things to me is The Dare to Dream is because you can really take athletics and what you learned there of striving to be your best no matter what and implement that in any aspect of your life, period. And a lot of times people don't learn how to adapt to that grit. And I want to teach how to have that grit, like how to fight no matter what. And a lot of times, if you don't do sports, you don't have it.
Right.
Like, sincerely, if you don't do sports and learn how to fight through, or if you just haven't been through something, like, man, if you ain't grow up hungry, usually by 30, you still ain't hungry.
Right.
You're not. By 40, you're not hungry. You have to learn how to fight and achieve your goals and your dreams. I'm going to teach you how to pull out all the emotions. You pull out all the emotions, and I say that continuously because guess what? It doesn't matter how you feel. When you're hungry, you just got to do what you got to do, period. That's it. Like, there is no, I'll do it when I feel like, or because you're comfortable. Like, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Like, when you're stressed out and you're nervous, you trying to figure out, hey, can I get to that next level? That nervousness is letting you know that you're ready. Any good competitor will tell you that when I'm nervous and my heart is in my stomach, and for me, and I'm about to enter the ring and I'm about to throw, and I got amazing people who just threw in front of me, like Gwendolyn Berry, who's going to be at the conference. We have a whole list. Like, it's to let you know that you're ready. It's not to let you know that it's time to sit. I'd rather be sick to my stomach knowing that I worked my ass off and I tried my best than be sick to my stomach with regret because I didn't try.
Right.
So the line up for the conference is going to be absolutely amazing. We already have 5 Olympians.
Is you're not trying because you don't know. That's what we're here for. So the conference for
to
get you to know. So then you have no reason, no excuses on why not to try. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So we already have. And this conference is for gamers too. So if you're a gamer trying to get to the next level in college.
One more coach. The national 2021 national FIBA champ. TSU.
Yes, we were national champions at Tennessee State. I was the director and coach of the program, and phenomenal team. And he did such a phenomenal job.
Esports is great. He did a great job.
Esports is great. So the person over my dissertation, she decided to go ahead and take me and pit me over the esports team because she thought it related to athletics. Like, well, you can just do esports. So I did open AI, open educational resources, and gamification in esports. That was my area. And I was able to be over the esports team, which was amazing. I had so much fun putting the whole team together in 2019. And I just cannot believe that I pulled off another championship. Right now. I got 5. I got 5 on it.
FIBA National Championship, Tennessee State University.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Esports. That's there.
No, man, it is there. So, yes. So, of course, on the esports, kids that love playing video games, that definitely want to make it to the next level, I'm going to have other director and coaches of esports from other institutions who are going to be ready in there to recruit. If we have enough esports players, and we're definitely having competitions during the conference. Wow. I'm sorry, I can't help it. At least after the conference. We got to get a good one in. So yeah, and we'll have different league people inside there as well, who owns esports leagues, who can tell you how to also get on the team, how to balance education and playing games, playing video games, and making sure that you're just ready for the real world. So yeah, it's gonna be an amazing conference. Oh man,
a lot of money.
Yes.
Gaming is the number one entertainment industry over movies, over anything. They're the number one entertainment.
Billions.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars.
That puts that in perspective.
So
Sports.
Any student athletes who do traditional sports, if you thinking about gaming as well, then guess what? There are going to be opportunities for you to be able to jump aside and get that get the opportunity to speak to coaches at other universities inside the gaming industry as well.
Yeah, and with that being said, everything's going to be the links and everything to what we're talking about is going to be at the bottom. It's our time to wrap it up. It's been nice. One more time back in the lab for 2025. We got another one coming. This is our first show. We're back, everybody. It's good to be with y'all. Good to see y'all again. Good to see you, Coach E. Coach E. Yeah, I'll split that now. It's always Coach Doctor.
I know, right? I know. For this show, I get it. You know, Coach E. But yeah, so I will see you either in the Dare to Dream group, because you guys definitely need to join.
Definitely.
Or if you know a coach, a parent of an athlete, or a student athlete, please tell them to sign up for the conference. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal, and they're gonna be so ready for the next level. Yeah.
All right, you guys. All right, y'all have a great night.
At the top, and then you be like, well, wait a minute, why aren't I qualified to do that job?
Right.
But why I gotta train him to be my boss?
Hey, you guys, we really hope you enjoyed that last episode.
And if you're really ready to keep transforming, go ahead and jump into that next lab episode. The one right here. Down here, the link right here.
It's probably over here.
Or there, or here. Link, click. Go ahead. You got it.